Welcome to our home. We bought this RV just for the Alaska trip. We were thinking of selling it when we got back, but it looks like we won't have to sell it. Bueno, aquí nos encontramos en Yukon Territory, en Canadá. Y esta es la vista que tenemos. Ajá, esas montañas todavía están nevadas. Este es el lago de Fox Lake. Muy bonito. Y el vecino tiene satélite, ¿no? Ahí está Flor. Returned to Whitehorse for the day. After being in Whitehorse to do some shopping, we decided to come back to Fox Camp and enjoy the evening, as you can see, with a little bit of hot dogs and a little bit of wine. We are now at the area where the sun doesn't set. It just about crests, but it just doesn't set. You get a lot of beautiful sunsets. Sunsets last a long time. You really can get to enjoy them. When we arrived to Dawson City, we rented a spot there in downtown, and then we went out for a drive. We went out to the other side of the Yukon River, toured the area back there, checked out the campsites. They were pretty fine, but we had already had a campsite for the day. So we went back to Dawson City. As you can see, there's Dawson City. Vas a grabar una película.
Pensamos en casi lo mismo, pero yo iba a tomar fotos nada más.
Aquí estamos cruzando el río Yukon y vamos en...
¿A qué hora cierran ellos?
Nunca.
La del juego no está bien.
Esta es una calle, aunque está en el lago.
Para llevar gasolina a los demás pueblos.
No, ese es gas propano. Y usando... Looks like we're coming in for a landing. Ready? Set. And Dawson City. Después de casi 5 minutos y aterrizamos. No grabé completo para no aburrirlos tanto. Ahí está. Nos vemos. After landing foot back in Dawson City, we stayed the night, but as you can see, we had to put aluminum foil on the windows to give us some shade so we could be able to sleep at night. We move on to the Dempster Hwy. Here it takes us about 5 days round trip to get to the end of the road. Hola, hola, aquí andamos en Dempster Hwy. Vamos camino a Inuvik. Este río parece que tiene hielo todavía. Las montañas también, bastante hielo tienen todavía, nieve. Ahí está la camioneta y ahí está Flor. Yes, as you can see, there was still plenty of snow out there. Some of the rivers were still frozen. Some of the lakes still had ice in there. Overall, it was beautiful. We didn't see much of any wildlife. It said on there that you could see quite a bit of animals, but we didn't see hardly anything. Maybe a couple of rats or something, but that was about it. The road was pretty rough. There was a lot of big old potholes. Semis passing by full speed, and us RVers or small vehicles, we were cruising at 20, maybe 30 miles an hour. But those semis were going 50, 60 miles an hour and throwing big old rocks at us. You'll see here in a minute how my RV ended up. They say that this ground is supposed to be frozen. It didn't look frozen, but boy, the road was pretty bad. Some sections had the big old potholes. You can see how my car and my RV is starting to look. But we up in the Arctic Circle. This is where we stopped for the night. We moved on the next day in the morning and made it to the actual Arctic Circle, where we took plenty of pictures. There was quite a few motorcycles out there taking pictures at the time. We passed quite a few, and they passed us quite a few. And we were about 1 day or 2 days after the ferries had opened. Here's the ferry that we got on. That same ferry on the way back broke our RV. The drain was broken. But as you can see, my car, oh, it was plastered in mud. Broken windshields, broken everything. All those pits, car was destroyed. But it was too late. We hadn't even gotten to Nuvik yet. But as you can see here in Nunavik, the sun never sets. This is a time lapse of about 1.5 minutes, which is the whole 12 hours. You can see the sunset that doesn't set. Hola, hola, aquí andamos, estamos a 110 kilómetros para llegar al Ártico. Saulito me pidió que le diera información. Por aquí pasó el sol y ahora el sol está hasta allá, hasta arriba. Entonces está noreste de donde sale. Ese es el norte y debe de bajar hacia el oeste, que está para allá, pero aquí baja el sol hacia el norte. Nada más da la vueltecita y llega aquí. ¿Andas haciendo agua? ¿Andas recogiendo piedras? Yeah, you can see the lakes didn't quite freeze up, but now we're at Toktoyokotak. I know I didn't say that correctly, but we got to the Arctic Ocean. We stayed here for the night, and then we traveled back to Nuvik, relaxed a day, and then kept going back, making it all the way to Dawson City. Took us about another 3 days to get to Dawson City from here. We weren't quite ready to jump in the water, so we at least put our fingers in the water and said, "Yep, we touched the Arctic Ocean." Yep, when you're in Canada, you need to be able to enjoy a little bit of Canadian whiskey. Mm-mm-mm. My wife drove the car the rest of the way. It was getting beat up too bad, could barely see through the window with all the cracks and the chips, so I had to separate the two. Oh, muy bonito. Está nevando. Estamos en Tombstone Mountain Park. Muy bonito. Ahí viene el carro atrás del RV. No puede venir pegado porque se está dañando. We did a little bit of gold panning. You know, once you're in Dawson City area, you got to do a little bit of gold panning. So we borrowed a pen, did some gold panning in the area, and then went back to the campsite and enjoyed a good old home cooking on the grill. Check this out. I hope you like the home cooking.